Sa research, na-discover ko kung paano makahinga ng hindi magkakakorona. Sabi ni CAMSTUD, bawal lumabas so bumili ka ng bahay. May kasama ng tubig at kuryente kung nagbabayad ka ng Maynila at Meralco. Pwede mong madiscover ang Narnia. Makakinig sa chismis ng hindi lumalabas at magmukmok ng walang makakakita sa'yo. Bahay, bawal lumabas pero protektado ka naman sa corona. Hindi ka mamamatay sa pandemya pero pwede ka naman mamatay sa puyat. Bahay, bilhin mo na.
You can view yourself in that one of many different ways. Anthropology, psychology, philosophy. You can view yourself in that one of many different ways. There's sociology, pulsi. I get so tired and confused, but now I'll try to figure out myself in that one, but different views. There's religion, character, and society, intersex and reflexivity. You can view yourself in that one of many different ways. Anthropology, psychology, philosophy. You can view yourself in that one of many different ways. There's sociology, pulsi. Don't you dare forget. Couldn't find myself, and it's so hard to see. Rather, I do find all my identities. It's getting.
In today's headlines, the Philippines to allow the emergency use of Moderna vaccine on adolescents aged 12 to 17. Pacquiao's camp says the presidency is a go. And Christmas in September, the Vermonts ring in the nation's longest holiday season. Broadcasting live from Tabayoyong Studios in Manila. This is Balitang Tabayoyong, bringing last week's hottest news to you today.
Good afternoon and welcome to Balitang Tabayoyong. I am Bettina Kalubakeb and here are today's very late headlines. With the number of COVID-19 cases continuing to increase, the Food and Drug Administration has recently announced its emergency approval of the use of the Moderna vaccine for adolescents. For more on this story, let's go to Marga, who is reporting live from a vaccination site in Manila. Good day, Marga.
Hi, Bets. Yes, as you can see, I am here at the vaccination site where people continue to line up to get their dose. Sometime in the near future, though, we could potentially see sites like these with kids and teens lining up to get vaccinated. After extensive research by medical experts, the Food and Drug Administration has amended its emergency use authorization of Moderna's coronavirus vaccine to cover adolescents aged 12 to 17 years old. According to FDA Director General Undersecretary Dr. Eric Domingo, although there is a possibility of side effects, the chances of it appearing are low and the benefits of the vaccine greatly outweigh the risk. Moderna originally applied for the amendment to their EUA in August after the Pfizer vaccine was approved for adolescents aged 12 to 15 years old. However, the FDA clarified that the Department of Health and the national government still have the final say on when the vaccination of minors will begin. Health officials and experts say that doses will continue to be prioritized for high-risk groups like the elderly and persons with comorbidities. They continue to advise adults to get vaccinated as soon as possible and to follow the necessary health protocols to protect children around them. Bets?
Thank you, Marga. Meanwhile, as the presidential election nears, the final slate of candidates is still up in the air. One of the biggest names in the mix, Senator Manny Pacquiao's camp, is now saying that his run for the presidency is on the way. Senator Manny Pacquiao's plan to run for president in the 2022 elections might be a go, according to former Bacolod Mayor and Congressman Monico Puentevela. A close ally and unofficial spokesperson of the senator, Puentevela claims that Pacquiao informed him of his decision at 2 in the morning after having some time to rest following his recent fight with Dennis Ugas in Los Angeles. Pacquiao lost the fight via unanimous decision, bringing about questions regarding his potential retirement from boxing. Puentevela added that the boxing match could very well be Pacquiao's last, especially if he gets elected as president. In terms of potential running mates, Puentevela claims that Pacquiao will meet first with Vice President Leni Robredo. Robredo had previously revealed that she had met with the senator at least twice before his fight to build a broader alliance and find a common ground among other political contenders. When asked about the possibility of Pacquiao giving way to another presidential candidate and seeking the vice presidency instead, Puentevela said that it is out of the question. However, he said that Pacquiao will still have to make a formal declaration after talking to various opposition and administration leaders and is expected to officially announce his plans later in the month. In another news, the Bear months have come, marking the start of the Christmas season in the country. Let's have a look at what's in store for the Philippines' second Christmas in lockdown. Here's Chobeng Mendoza with the story.
Every year, the Bear Months countdown sets apart Christmas in the Philippines, making it the longest Christmas season in the world. According to sociologist Clifford Sarita, the practice grew organically without any precise timeline. He says that the frenzy surrounding the Bear Months represents a psychological time clock for most Filipinos to prepare for the jammed Christmas calendar with family and friends, especially with returning OFWs evident during the season. However, this upcoming Christmas will be the second one during the pandemic. These times have served as a challenge for Filipinos to celebrate and live out the festivities. With lockdowns and travel bans being enforced, reunions and gatherings are held off. Despite all of this, the Filipino spirit of Christmas overcomes all the odds. Families with OFWs are no strangers to celebrating the holidays apart. Zoom call Noche Buenas and Balikbayan boxes as a means of sending gifts have become the norm. The Filipino resilience truly goes beyond any situation.
Well, nothing beats the Filipino spirit of Christmas. That's all for today, folks. For Balitang Tabayoyong, this has been Bettina Kalubakid. Good evening and Merry Christmas.
The September 15th Social Day livestream will be starting in a few minutes. Leading the way, we report to you. The September 15th Social Day livestream will be starting in a few minutes. Leading the way, we report to you. The September 15th Social Day. The September 15th Social Day livestream will be starting in a few minutes. Leading the way, we report to you.
On today's head news, Duterte wants to run for vice presidency, also plans to take commission on audit's job. Face shields in the Philippines possibly forever. Commission on Audit questions overpriced procurement of face shields. Bringing you timely news for your everyday lives. This is Source Today, your daily news.
Good afternoon, studio, and good afternoon, world. My name is Lorenzo Buenafe, and this is Source Today. For our first headline of the day, earlier this month, Duterte has accepted his party's endorsement to run for vice president next year. Last August 27, during a meeting with the pandemic task force officials in Malacanang Golf Clubhouse, the same Turtle stated that he will audit the Commission on Audit once he is seated as the vice president. This is Source Today. Issues revolving around budget discrepancies of different government offices have been circulating all over the internet for the past few months. Memes have also surfaced, especially the Duke lang sad boys winarak nyo kami memes.
Winarat na ninyo kami. Winarat na ninyo ang dangal ng DOH. Winarat ninyo ang lahat ng mga kasama ko dito.
The memes have garnered attention and the people have called out the incompetence of the said official.
Kapag umiiyak tayo, minsan masarap mag-dialogue eh. Anong favorite nyong dinadialogue kapag umiiyak kayo?
Winarat na ninyo kami. Winarat na ninyo ang dangal ng DOH. Winarat ninyo ang lahat ng mga kasama ko dito.
Unknown to some and maybe a question to many, who audits the Commission on Audit? The answer is Commission on Audit itself, apparently. That's why some Filipino citizens pointed out how likely influenced state auditors can be to the influence of government agencies they audit. Because for them, the more money, the merrier. Auditors are made vulnerable to bribes or illegal cooperation with government officials because of it. There have been instances of auditors dismissed by the Office of the Ombudsman for corruption, all because they cannot resist the temptation brought by these evil politicians. For that one Turtle, he thinks that somebody should do it, and he believes he is that somebody. With all his unfulfilled promises, his promises are really not something to look forward to or even taken to heart. A prime example of this promise is his 2016 platform to end corruption. Almost at the end of his term, and yet still, there are a lot of corruption allegations against him and his cronies. Breaking news, Justin, NCR's COVID-19 reproduction number down to 1.34 according to OCTA research. More information is still being gathered with regards to this as of the moment. Updates about this news will be aired later. In other news, COA flags overpriced face shields. Reporting live from the Office of the Department of Budget and Management, Pat Calyao.
Thank you, Lorenzo. A year into the pandemic and we are still at square one. It feels like as a country we never really progressed because of all of the rising COVID cases and new variants rampantly surfacing from out of nowhere. In terms of pandemic response, the administration is keen on flip-flopping, which is the abrupt reversal of the policies that stirs confusion among the Filipino people. If ever the plan is to move forward with this type of leadership, it might take this country a long time to recover. The brilliant minds of the people handling our COVID-19 response claim that face shields are still the top protection against the virus. But putting it in the context of our country right now, the Filipino people are wearing face shields, yet the cases are still rising to a great extent. Because of this, some business entities are selling face shields at a much higher price, even claiming that it's high demand, that's why it's expensive. What a bunch of money-grabbing thieves. COA revealed that a former undersecretary from the procurement service of the Department of Budget and Management bought 1.317 million pieces of face shields from Philippine Blue Cross Biotech Corporation for 120 pesos per piece last April 22, 2020. Senators have since questioned this, arguing humanitarian organization Philippine Red Cross was able to buy face shields at a much cheaper price at 15 pesos per piece at the time.
What is the 120 peso face shield made of? Does it have special features compared to the 15 peso ones? Wow.
I know, it's made out of the same material, which makes me wonder the same thing. But according to my sources, nothing is special with the 120 peso face shields, just more expensive.
Interesting. Are you surprised? I'm not.
Sadly, no, we're in the Philippines after all.
Right. Anyway, at the end of the day, our country's COVID response is still very, very questionable. So I look forward to having to wear face shields for the rest of my life.
I agree with you there, Lorenzo.
All right, thank you, Pat, for that. It's really a shame what is happening in our country right now. I'm hoping and praying for better days to come. With the upcoming 2022 national elections, I truly hope that we, as a nation, will come together to elect worthy leaders for our country. Well, that's it for today, everyone. You heard it here first. Once again, I am Lorenzo Buenafe, and this has been Source Today, leading the way we report to you. Thank you, and goodbye.
As of August 15, 2021, the Department of Health, the University of the Philippines Philippine Genome Center, and the University of the Philippines National Institutes of Health have discovered 182 Delta variant cases, 41 Alpha variant cases, 66 Beta variant cases, 40 P3 variant cases, and the first case of the Lambda variant of interest in the Philippines. Repeat samples that were analyzed last July 28, 2021, and were previously declared to have no lineage were included in the most recent sequencing run. The remaining 182 Delta variant instances are split between 112 local cases, 36 returning overseas Filipinos, and 34 cases that are still being validated as local or ROF. One case is still ongoing, 176 cases have been marked as recovered, 4 cases have died, and 1 case is an outcome that is still being verified according to the case line list. The regional and local health departments are validating all other details. The Lambda variation case is a 35-year-old woman who is now being validated as a local or ROF case. After a 10-day period of isolation, the case was symptomatic and labeled as recovered. Back tracing and case investigations are now being conducted by the Department of Health. On June 14, 2021, the World Health Organization categorized the Lambda variation, which was initially found in Peru in August 2020, as a variant of interest. This VOI has the potential to influence SARS-CoV-2 transmissibility, and it is now being investigated for its clinical significance. We have Jardine to talk about 41,000 new COVID cases recorded in the last few days and the latest updates from the World Health Organization regarding the vaccines.
41,000 new COVID cases recorded in the last few days. And in addition, the Department of Health reported 21,962 new recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries in the country to 1,869,376. On Saturday, the number of recoveries reached a new high of 22,877, the highest since April 24. In its bulletin, the DOH recorded a 28% positivity rate out of 74,034 tests. Only after further validation were these positive cases added to the total of confirmed cases. According to the department, this procedure ensures that no cases are documented twice and that all test results are submitted. With a positivity percentage of 28%, over 1/3 of those tested were found to be infected with the virus. On Thursday, September 2, the DOH claimed all testing centers were operational, but 5 laboratories were unable to transmit the results on time. The cases in the bulletin were based on tests that took place 2 days ago. The Philippines has been experiencing its worst COVID-19 rise to date in recent weeks, with tally levels reaching new highs and several places reverting to harsher lockdowns. Despite this, the Philippine government eased inbound travel restrictions on 10 nations on Saturday, including India and Indonesia, both of which have a high COVID-19 incidence. The government's coronavirus task force has also approved granular lockdowns, which will begin on September 8, 2021 in Metro Manila. Now reporting the latest updates from the World Health Organization regarding the vaccines. As of September 5, 2021, for the 3rd day in a row, the Philippines has logged nearly 20,000 new COVID-19 cases. On Tuesday, September 7, the less restrictive, modified enhanced community quarantine enforced on viral epicenter Metro Manila and neighboring provinces Bulacan, Cavite, Rizal, and Laguna will come to an end. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeire told a Laging Handa briefing on Saturday that cases will continue to grow until the end of September. The Philippine Medical Students Association and the National Union of Students of the Philippines said they were deeply dismayed by the decision to continue with the exam, despite constant clamor amid the hazardous conditions which our PLE takers will be subjected to. In a statement released on Sunday, September 5, the groups also condemned the Professional Regulation Commission's Board of Medicine for continuing with the exam, calling it uncaring. This demonstrates that the Commission places a higher priority on scheduling and related logistical issues than the obvious hazards to the lives of PLE takers, exam proctors, and facility workers, their families, and the general public. Back to you, Kim.
With the COVID-19 pandemic, the DOH also advises everyone to look after their mental health. The National Center for Mental Health's Mental Health Crisis Hotline is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 0966-351-4518 or 0917-899-8727 for Globe or TM subscribers, and at 0908-639-2672 for Smart, TNT, or Sun subscribers. This is Kim and Jardine for News Today. Thank you for listening.